Yes, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, times independing. I am King Crix Britannius, and as always, I welcome you to the court. So, yes, today is the, should we say, the inaugural launch of a new series. We're going to be playing games like Skyrim and so forth with kind of fairly large adaptable skill trees and path perk systems and so forth, so we can try and get some unique builds going, because I think by default Skyrim's class, well, there isn't a class system, so you just kind of go with your own headcanon. But with this, with the build mods I've got and the way I've got things planned out, we can be a little bit more, let's say, in-depth with the way we build our characters. We can be a little bit more nuanced, I think is the right word, because a lot of people either devolve into stealth archer or warrior with heavy armor and restoration magic, and that's not exactly the most... It gets a bit dull playing the same thing every time. So I've got a fairly extensive list. Apologies if I just peeked the mic there. And I'm also working on a little... I don't want to call it a slot machine, but it kind of is. But there's no prize. Essentially, it'll allow chat to basically test me with a random build. So it'll pick from like 6 separate pools, and I'll have to combine, where possible, the things it spits out into one cohesive build and just try and survive, which should be fun, I think. But we'll see how it goes. I've got a very basic version working. It's in Excel, so it's not exactly the most visually thrilling in the world, but it works. I need to try and work out how to get some logic going in there, because at the moment it pulls through matches which pulls through combinations which don't work, just from the way the mods are designed and engineered. But there's some things which won't work with, which aren't available to all the races within Skyrim. So I need to try and account for that somehow. And I can foresee the logic getting quite complex. But we will see. We will see. There might be a way around it, and I've just not seen it yet. But nevertheless, what else did I want to talk about? There was something else, but it's gone now. It can't have been important. It certainly wasn't going to be the cure for any kind of ailments that plague society. So we don't have to worry about that at least. But yes, what should we go with for starters? So trouble is, I've got quite a lot. You know, let's worry about it once we get into game. Let's worry about it once we get to game. Getting too deep into the weeds before you even got started. Now, I am slightly concerned because Skyrim had a nasty habit of corrupting saves. So just going to very quickly do a check. Is anything disabled? Nothing I have to worry about. No, we're all good. Okay, let's go. In fact, maybe we do. Actually, I don't have this class written down. Let's go for some form of, I think maybe a treasure hunter. Yeah, I think that will work. Let's make sure the game is being captured. So Streamlabs. Are we good? What are we capturing? Okay, that's better. Fine. Okay, so let's go for new. Now you might remember from previous streams, I've got quite a can't get me words out today. A number of mods that overhaul things like the races, so all the characters get. They're more like the Elder Scrolls games of old, where each race has unique stats, and the racial abilities are a bit more diversified, and you can unlock an additional racial ability per character. It's very nice. They've got perk trees have been overhauled quite substantially. In fact, I think they've been overhauled completely. A lot of the bigger mods are based on, I think the modder's name is Inai Scion or Sion or something of that something along those lines. We're going to be using a lot of those because they do add a lot of life into the game. But I'm also adding I've also got another mod called Patron Gods of Skyrim. So you can effectively be doubly religious if you want to, if you so choose, because you pick your religion, and that's amongst things like the Aedra, the Daedra. For Red Guards, their pantheon, same with Khajiit. Argonians get the Hist, for example, and then there's some miscellaneous kind of other gods, like the old gods and Manimarco and Sithis and what like, that you can choose from. But then you can also become a patron of another god, so you can kind of double up, and it's kind of overpowered, but it's also quite funny. But so yeah, we go. So, treasure hunter. What would be good? Because there's a lot of additional treasures that have been added. In fact, I've got 2 mods solely devoted to adding underwater treasures, and it's amazing. You can get so much loot just from diving around in the North Sea. In fact, yeah, that's where most of the shipwrecks are. It's great, really good. And then there's all the ruins and stuff, and the caves and dungeons, whatnot. So we need someone who's going to be somewhat tanky. And hopefully we'll find a water-breathing, either a spell or enchantment we can learn. So, let's think. Altmer, offensive spellcaster, but generally quite squishy, but they do get the bonus that if they get 100% in any skill, they get an extra 10% bonus. No, they're just too squishy. Argonians have got the curse that they're not really exemplary at anything apart from they've got innate water breathing, and I believe they've got a small percentage disease resistance, and they're more skilled in all the skills that would fit in the thief perk trees or thief classes. So questionably useful in our case. Bosmer, archers, obviously, but you can You also get a Harrier bird that will apply a debuff to enemies. But yeah, they're more stealth oriented, so perhaps not as useful. Bretons, fairly good. Stick them in heavy armor, and you've basically got melee resistance and magic resistance in one, which is quite nice. Dunmer. Kind of spell swordy types. Light armor, not quite appropriate. Imperials, battle mages, heavy armor, destruction, and they get a new passive that bolsters allies, which is quite handy. So if we want to take along, let's say like Lydia or Feindal or whomever, along for to go through the dungeons, that's always good because we can boost them up, and there are enchantments to learn that would also bolster allies as well. So that's good. Khajiit, obvious thieves, not really going to be useful. Nords. They're alright as warriors, but their racial powers are kind of mediocre, truth be told. Orcs, kind of OP. Doubly more so when you unlock Berserk, because it's not an innate racial ability that you have available at the start. You've got to stagger 150 enemies using their new Shockwave Stomp ability, which takes bloody ages to unlock. I really wish they'd lower that perk requirement. And Red Guards, very, very good spell swords. So I'm thinking, let's go with an Imperial. And let's just monkey around. Let's make someone who we're not going to find hideously offensive to look at. That'll do. Let's make him a beefy lad. That is a forehead that can break rocks, so, you know, if we ever finish an adventure, we can just take up a job headbutting mines. Rocks in mines, I mean. Yeah, we'll do that. Not going to worry about dirt, not all that business. Yeah, that's fine. Don't know why the jaw's that. Oh, it's that bit, isn't it? It's not the chin, it's the jaw. This bit at the back. So that's fine if we do that. That's fine. Leave the eyes as they are. Let's... Oh, heterochromia. Let's go with that. Leave that as is. Let's pull that brow back a little bit, eh? Good God. That'll do. That's all fine, that's all fine. Let's just bring that back. Bring that back too. Cool. Now, what have we got? What should we do for hair? Not that it's going to matter, because we're going to be one, first person, and two, under a helmet the majority of the time, so it's not going to make any difference, but it matters to me, goddammit. Yeah. What do I fancy? Let's... And then let's give him a decent beard. Because it's practically the law. Yeah, that'll do. That sounds vaguely Roman, doesn't it? Oh, it does now. Now, this is the alternate starts dungeon. There are additional starts you can get from other mod authors, but some of them are kind of broken. Not in the fun way that you start off wildly apart, in that they're just a bit too. They're not particularly well tested, so you can quite easily clip through the floor when you start, or they're a bit wacky and zany, which are two terms I absolutely hate, and it just kind of ruins things a little bit. So then,
approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
I recognise that voice as well, and I can't think where I've heard her from. So let's see. Board a ship. Yeah. Property. No. Member of a guild. No. Maybe. We'll come back to that. Patron local inn. So it's like drunkard start with nothing. Soldier. No. Boring. Vanilla start. Boring. Escape the cell. Not very good. Out on the walls. That'll force us straight into... well, spawns us near Helgen, so we have to engage with the main story. Bleh. Main story kind of rubbish. Vengeance Estendar, useful if you're going for paladins. No, that's not the one that spawns near Helgen. It's the camping in the woods. Outlaw on the Wilds is interesting in that you have to try and find somewhere to lay low until your bounty wears off. There's no immediate indicator of when that is. Apologies if I'm getting a bit croaky as well. I'm not come down with a cold. Shipwrecked off the coast is an interesting start. Vampire and Secluded Lair, that starts you off in Movarth's Lair. I don't know if that'll break the Morthal's quest. I'll have to test that Sunday. Necromancer, that starts you in Blackreach, and that is a pain in the ass. Warlock's Thrall, not too bad. Attacked and Left 4 Dead, that's brutal, especially if it spawns you in Solstein, which it has on occasion. Member of the Penitus Oculatus. No. Let's go with patron and a local inn.
Which inn are you a patron of?
Because this way, we can say we're trying to make a better life for ourselves by finding treasure and stuff. I don't know. Let's see. If we start in Sleeping Giant Inn.
Even the lowest among us can rise to greatness.
By getting loot, I completely agree.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
Thank you, man who has 0 acting range.
Are you listening?
Like, he's told to do one voice and he does it for every character with no emotion. It's kind of embarrassing, and this is coming from someone who is no longer a voice actor. Here we go. Here's the religion system. Most denizens of Tamriel are religious. You may choose to follow a deity, receiving a minor blessing and learning about their sacred tenets. If you choose to follow a different deity later, find and activate their shrine in the world. There's lots of shrines. It's very easy to find. So let's see. Let's see. Mara, pray to remove diseases and poisons. Kind of helpful, considering how often you get bloody diseased in this game. Be married. No. Kinnereth. Winds and Sky, Travellers and First Spirit of Creation. Move faster in combat, explore new locations, strive to raise your stamina, receive the voice of the sky, pray only outdoors, and never openly break the laws of Skyrim. So that's good. That will help get our devotion, I forget what the term is, score up. Spells cost... master the skills on the mage. Maybe? Not going to go for Debella. Slay the undead. No. Akatosh. And this is fine if you're going for like a Dragonborn shout-based build, which you can do. Very nicely, in fact. Stendar, reduce damage from Daedra and Undead. Complete side quests. Foul something art. So that's basically don't do conjuration. Holy Knights, so another paladin style god. Meh. Yeah, let's go for Zenithar. Favour, that's the word I couldn't think of. We're not going to do survival mode because that's basically a kick in the teeth. But what this does, adds new power, prey ability. We'll add Lantern toggle as well. Actually, no, we won't worry about the configuration of that. And then all that happens when you hit the shout key by default. Quick pray, and if it's a new day, you've not prayed to the deity yet, your favour will go up a little bit, and then that favour goes up as you do what it was saying in that little pop-up window. So we can focus on the crafting side of things, which is fine because we're going to be improving armour and whatnot as we go. So let's see. The other thing I've got, not that, this. Select class. So, default Skyrim, which is Adventurer. All your skills start off at 15, not specialised in anything. But with classic classes or a custom class creation, it's more along the lines of what you had in previous games, where you chose your profession. So, for example, combat. It's going to help us boost our smithing skill considerably. Let's see what we've got. We might go with a mage class. So archer, not really going to worry about that. Barbarian, that's light armor, so not fussed about that. Warrior. Archery block, heavy armor, one-handed, smithing, two-handed. A little bit redundant because you've got one-handed and two-handed. I'd go with one-handed preferably, just because that leaves your hand free to either block or cast magic. Move 50% faster, stamina regenerates 15% faster, health regenerates 50% faster. Not bad. The other one, possibly. Excuse me. Light armor, so a bit less useful. This also combines with the racial bonuses. So, like I mentioned before, Imperials get certainly destruction and heavy armor bonuses. So, let's have a look at the magic tree. Let's see what we've got. I think it's spell sword we're after, but also possibly battle mage. Oh no, unarmored. Nope. Healer, maybe it's some very obvious stuff here. I'll show you Witch Hunter for a second. Archery, destruction. So this is again someone who is a bit like a paladin or vigilant of Stendar, because you're going after like vampires, werewolves, the undead, and all that business. Spell sword, enchanting one-handed alteration is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Confirm. And then it'll take you to birth signs, which if you've played Oblivion, you'll know, or Morrowind, etc., you know exactly what this is about. It's a bit basically like standing stones. So Traveller, none. You're free to roam around and choose. I mean, you're free to choose at any point anyway. Just go to a standing stone and select it. But also, words. No, it's gone. Can't have been important. So yeah, we've got third air, as you can see here. Third air signs are permanent. Stay with you throughout your life, but you can still attune to standing stones. These are kind of smaller flat buffs, whereas the standing stones have been overhauled by a mod called Andromeda, where you get more perks and you can unlock an additional perk by finding all of the standing stones in Skyrim, which might be a secondary objective we do with this character. So let's go for fourth era. Spell sword. So warrior, get a boost to power attacks in long range, and then the default boost to warrior skills. It'd be nice if it said here what the unlockable extra was, but that's a surprise, I guess. Ladies, kind of useful. The Lunar Familiar I find kind of backfires somewhat often, and it attacks us. The steed's funny. I mean, this is nice. You get like a bonus to carrying capacity, and it kind of unlocks stuff as you're roaming around. There's an amulet you can find called Necklace of the Cartographer, which is a new new enchantment, and I do it along with a whole host of others that I'm sure we'll find along the way that does the same thing. And then the travel speed and stamina generation is quite funny. Khajiit's move, I think it's like 15-20% faster. So Khajiit combined with this, it's ridiculous. You are zipping along faster than Mike the Liar. Those who know. Lord. Not the best. Let's go with the mage. So the ritual is quite good, because what happens is it will listen. Excuse me. It will quote unquote listen, which means it'll check to see if an enemy's died anywhere nearby. And if it does, it will raise their spirit as a temporary companion. And then when you kill another character, that character's spirit gets revived and fights alongside you. So it can get kind of silly. Like you can get like spirit bears and spirit saber cats. And then, of course, saber wolves. I think at one point it tried to do a spirit rabbit, which is pointless, and also a spirit fox. It's like, well, that's not going to help anyone, is it? It won't do the big creatures like mammoths and giants, sadly. Basically, anything up to and including humans, it will do. So that's good fun. Atranak. Generate magic by slaying enemies. It can cost less magic to cast. Possible. Ah, yes, Apprentice. Novice spells for free. Kind of overpowered, especially if you can find enchantments which amplify the effect of the magic schools you're focusing in, so destruction and restoration. Especially if you're casting the spells for free. That could be very broken. But there is that chance to fizzle. But it's not that big. It's like a 20-25% chance. And then the mage one we all know about. Let's just have a quick look at the thief signs as well. Tower, the treasure. Treasure's not that good. Maybe it's when you pick up later when everything in the world's leveled up with you a little bit. Shadows, fine for stealth, not so useful for us. Love getting a. This is quite good, but you're gonna get the revival once per day. But that's okay. Hopefully we won't get in a situation where that needs to go off that often. And then thief, which obviously we're not worried about. So let's go with the apprentice, because I think we can get quite silly with this. So remove the book from your inventory, so you can't reselect a class, which is a little bit unfortunate, but there we are. But we get some basics things. So we're going to favourite sparks, we're going to favourite healing, favourite oak flesh. And let's put that in the left hand and that in the right hand. Yeah, we're good. We're set already. No, we won't talk to Alvor. We're going to go find a patron, pick our patron god. I'm thinking either Mara, because you get 100% disease resistance, or you might be surprised to hear Malakath, because you get 10% damage reduction. But we'll play around. I'll take you through each of the altars and we'll have a look. Come on, I need your leather. Oosh. Oh, they took a bit longer than I would have liked to die. Free heals. I can already tell this is going to be a great idea. Some of the dungeons are going to be bigger than what you're used to in vanilla as well. Again, modded. There's another wolf out there. Not my problem. But where do we want to go first? We need... There's a loop I tend to do, but that's only if I'm kind of exploiting the game and using like the merchant chests. Although they've... No, that's fixed, isn't it? Sugar. Okay, so we won't be doing the merchant chest run, but we can do a version of the restoration, or like permanent version of the restoration. Free money. Loop. Do we want... No, we won't bother with alchemy. There's no real purpose to it.
Good morning.
I'll take the fishing rod. Because you can actually... I did find... I was mucking about with the fishing yesterday, and I found the Ring of the Wind, which was quite fun because it granted a gradually increasing movement speed boost up to 50%. So you'd start running, and then before long you are absolutely belting it along, which is great if you're not relying on fast travel and whatnot. It's really good fun. And then you can fish up weapons and all the other stuff, and anything that isn't immediately useful you can obviously sell for profit. And then there's, of course, you can use it as a bit of a meditative session in Skyrim, which is kind of a surreal, almost a surreal experience in a way. What have we got? Silence. Yeah, that could be useful. There, money. Now then, let's take you through. So this is if you don't want to have any patron gods. So you've got the warrior, which gives you 5% damage, I believe. Mind, which is 5% spell cost reduction. Guile, or a thief, which is... I can't remember. I think it's like a 5% bonus to sneak. It's not very much. You've got the Aedra... No. Oriel, one of the elven gods. So you get that. You get nearby hostile vampires. I can't speak. Are going to burn in close combat. Vermina. That's really quite a weak bonus. Sanguine. And Sanguine. Good if you're playing for like a drunkard. Well, not even really a drunkard build, but because you get negative effects of alcohol, you don't get the effect of alcohol. But if you're basically want to stock up on booze and play into that somehow. Nocturnal, good for stealth. Molag Bal, 10% extra bonus, which is good. Mephala, extra critical damage, and spiders become my allies. Does anyone really want frostbite spiders as an ally? They freak me out at the best of times, what with them jumping at you and stuff. Hell no. Malakath, here we go, 10% less damage from all sources. We'll take this, but I'll take you through the other ones as well. Hircine. This is quite interesting in that any carnivorous animals, so wolves, saber cats, and bears become your allies, which is kind of useful. It's more useful for Bolsmer, the wood elves, because you can command an animal. So that's one to bear in mind. Clavicus Val, fine if you're doing like a trader, leaning into trading a lot, but you kind of don't need this anyway, so it's a little bit pointless. Azura, only a short-term bonus for 2 instances during 24 hours. It's like 5 AM to 7 AM and then 7 PM to 9 PM, something like that. Not great. Kinnerath, Shank cooldown, useful for Dragonborn. Arcade, against undead, and then all the other ones. And these are like more the gods of trade and commerce and followers of Mara. Immunes disease. Really not don't want to pick up vampirism or becoming a werewolf if I can get away with it. As fun as they are, because those systems have been overhauled as well, I think that's going to be a little bit of a pain. Let's go with Mara, actually. The disease resistance is quite useful. Boethia is muffled. Hermes Mora is 10% boost, experience gain boost on all skills, so that's useful. Jigalag is good if you're bandit hunting, because you get is it 10? No, 15% against unlawful enemies. So that's basically any human, any aggressive humans. So bandits, pretty good because you're fighting them a lot of the time. Mayring's Dagon, basically glass cannons. Meridia. Questionably useful. 25% bonus during the day hours. So, yeah. Namira, immune to poison. Not a lot poisons you in this game. Periite, good for alchemists. Sheogorath, quite funny. Mainly positive boons. Positive magical effects, but some of them can be kind of a bit of a kick in the teeth, like they'll hide the UI. And there's another one as well that I can't think of. It's completely escaped my mind. But there, he does also grant really useful ones like water breathing, for example. Good if you're playing some kind of lunatic-based build. Sithis, basically the nighttime version of whoever it was along there. And Alduin, basically if you're a dragon ally, but if you're playing Skyrim, are you going to be befriending dragons? No, you're going to be smashing them in the face. So we've got Mara. We're good to go. Let's get going. Need to find some heavy armor and a pickaxe. I'm thinking if we could go to Dawn. Trying to think where we go first. Let's have a quick gander at the map. So here we are. Yeah, we've got some trading posts for some easy ways we can chuck some loot as we travel, and these are all themed in a way as well. So East March, for example. Oh, that's where that was. Let's go have a look at that. East March Training Post is more about alchemical potions and poisons and whatnot. Azura's Pass is like an armor trading, specifically heavy armor, and an incomplete set of ancient Nord armor, which is quite frustrating because it looks, if you've got a full suit of ancient Nord armor, it looks quite cool. Pale trading is ingredients, I believe. Hjalmarch is enchanted items, not very many. I think Silver Sand is a bit of a catch-all. Can't fully remember. And then Wayfinder is, I think it's basically the same as the Hjalmarch one. And Honeymane is archery, so bows and arrows and stuff, as you would expect from archery. Needlessly explained that. Apologies. But let's go. So yeah, let's go check out this Toxin Doctor thing. So this is a Plague Doctor mod I downloaded very recently from a mod called.
May not look like much, but my boat can get you there faster than walking.
You can only take me up that way, mate. You're questionably useful. Chap called Mikhail on the Nexus. He does a lot of creature overhaul mods, in fact. But he did do this. It was basically a Plague Doctor. It looks nice. And you basically get a lab as well. So we get 2 for here. And there's another mod who I've found very recently, whose name's completely escaped my mind. It's like Cyrus something. And he's been releasing a lot. I say a lot. He's got a running. Come on, get your words out. He's got a number of armors themed around each of the Daedra at the moment. He's not got. I don't think he's covered all of them yet. And I don't know if he's got plans to do similar suits of armor based on the Aedra or any of the other pantheons. In fact, I might ask him. I might ask him if he's got that planned. Because so far, just going on the mod page for each of the armors, and I wish he'd do a collection for them. They look really, really good, really impressive, beautiful things. And in fact, there's quite a few really, really attractive armors, some of which I've got downloaded, of course, on the Nexus. I'd forgotten because I'd been somewhat addicted to playing Fallout 4 for a while. Just how good some Skyrim mods are, and yeah, honestly, it gave me pause to reflect on just how the modding scene's come along over the years. Oh, that's the wrong spell, but lightning to the face, dead. We won't worry. That rabbit's head got... Ooh. Jesus. Yeah, back to what I was saying about modding. Yeah, the modding scene's come along for a long in a long time. Because I've been playing games since I was... Oh, how old would I have been when I first got that Game Boy? 7, 8 maybe, and modding scene, as far as I knew at the time, didn't really exist, or if it did, it was in its absolute infancy. And now you've got it where a game can be released, and within maybe a week, maybe a bit longer, modders will have cracked the game open.
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you. Certainly not. That's why I'm here, with my shield. An order of war, and we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough. Not for me to... The old man's got it. If you go to him, good luck.
Fine. What was I saying? Yes, modders. Yeah, within like a week or two, they can crack the game open and start pumping out mods of... some of it's varying quality, like... It's certainly a thing with Bethesda games, and I'm sure some of you watching this will know exactly what I'm talking about here. The R18 mods, shall we say? Like, yeah, I get people will mod these games to how they want to play it. And people want to do different things with it. But at the same time, games like Fallout and Skyrim aren't really games you can play one-handed, you know what I mean? I don't get it. But that's just me. Sugar, it's almost 50 minutes in. We haven't got... We've got the basics started, but we haven't got any armour. Don't even have a pickaxe to go mining with.
Whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't so in order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask...
But yeah, I do have a lot of respect for modders. Just, I'm not a fan of the... all the lewd mods. It's not for me.
Have it, you looking soft. I'll take the job. I'm more woman to respect the miracle.
Yeah, not interested.
So you can spend it on drinks at the Bannered Mare. If it's food you need, ask for that instead.
Never you mind. I'll find a more charitable soul.
That's what I thought.
Cause trouble in Whiterun, and I'll haul you into the Dragon's Reach dungeon myself.
Dude, I'm just reading the board. Back off. Yes, the Mrs. board. This is like a little repeatable side quest thing. That one of these is in each of the major holds. So, so yeah, if you're looking for a bit of extra cash, you can get.
I have a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could use more healers. Talos is the true god of ascended
Take your snowbird pal.
to rule the realm.
Yeah. Oh, sugar, I'm stuck.
Very idea is inconceivable to our elven overlords. Sharing a heaven with man? Ha! They can barely tolerate our presence on Earth.
Yeah, harumph. Now, let me show you the thing that will enable us, should we choose to exploit it. The restoration loop. Or it's basically the restoration loop condensed into a wearable item. Very nice. Can I just electrocute the kids? I realise that makes me sound like a monster, but this little smarmy so-and-so in the what's-her-face really get on my wig.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
No, I'm here to steal from this box. So yeah, here we go. Ring of Crafting. Yes, it's a cheaty mod, but it's effectively the whole fortified restoration, enchantment, potion crafting, smithing, etc. loop combined into one. Very handy. And if you're looking to max out enchanting, you take one of the anything like 1000% and up. Remove the enchant, break it apart so you learn the enchantment, and it maxes out the enchanting skill. But we won't do that, tempting as it is. Sorry, mighty swig there. Yes, we won't do that. We'll be virtuous, good, honest. Honest, good. No. Honest and good treasure seekers with no armor and a wood axe as our weapon. Maybe a fishing rod and a shock spell. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. Is there an iron shield up here? I think there is. Yes, there is. Ooh, ancient Nord helm as well. Let's go to Azura's trading post and pick up see if we can pick up a full suit of ancient Nord armor.
Yeah?
No lolling.
Important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that.
In fact. Thunk. Oh, we've got an amulet of resist fire as well. I'll put that on.
How goes the begging today, Franklin?
Carlotta, don't be such an ass.
Town beggar like everyone else. But I've got a light. I'm here to help.
Hello, voice actor from Sleeping Giant Inn. No less than 10-15 minutes ago. So Azura, we go up to the Pale trading post and then take a right. So yeah, over there and then up. Right, fine. Stick to the main road because we haven't got a pickaxe. How much gold have I got? 706. I gotta buy a pickaxe for that. Now, can I remember what it takes to fortify to upgrade ancient Nord armor. Is it corundum or is it steel? I think it might be steel. So we're going to need corundum and iron.
Have you met my father? He's the finest weapons and armor.
Yeah, that's nice.
Stay sharp.
Okay, bye. Yeah, it's like 2 parts corundum to 1 part iron. And how much carrying capacity have we got? 300. Not much. So if we happen to come by a pair of boots or something with the lifting, well, the carrying capacity enchantment. So I think there are boots. It's like boots of carrying, boots of lifting, stuff like that. That'll be alright. And then, I think movement speed will be quite handy as well, because if we're in heavy armor, we're going to be plodding around. So any boosts to movement speed, especially if there's like, I don't think there's any timed puzzles in the dungeons, or at least I can't remember if there are any. I can't remember. I tend to... Very nice. I tend to just enjoy running around creating character builds because I just like making my own fun in Bethesda games, to be honest. So... Iron ore. Well, there's loads of iron. You can basically trip over iron if you walk around without paying attention. Corundum, a bit less so. Gold and silver is what we're after, because that will help us improve our smithing ability a bit faster. Because they give more gold, more experience when you're crafting with those materials. When it from like smelting to forging, and I don't think you can temper anything with gold and silver. At least not in base game. But you can make jewellery, obviously. Dip, 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 dip. What are we looking at? What have we got? Quicksilver? Yeah, not using it. Come on. And yes, I parried that wolf and then shocked him in the face. Because there's a parry system now. That timed block. There's also a limb damage system which makes combat very difficult at times. Especially if against more than one enemy. You basically got to do everything you can to try and get out of that situation, otherwise enemies will just curb stomp you, because they can damage your legs, which makes you fall over. Well, it basically makes you ragdoll. They can damage your arms, which will make you automatically make you unequip your weapons, and I think you do less damage, as one would expect. They can damage your chest, which drains your stamina, and I think stops health regen for a moment. They can also damage your head, which stops mana regeneration. And I think they can do some other... They can do like spine injuries, which does something else. I can't remember what. But yeah, suffice to say, combat is a lot more dangerous in this build of Skyrim. Nice. Still only diddling about in a tunic. Iron. Disappointing. I thought it was gold or silver. Start making some money. At least enough money to be able to afford a full like suit of armor. But no matter. No matter. We will find our fortune. Somehow. Coming is the Pale Trading Post. Hopefully they fixed the gaps in the terrain. Excuse me. That was in previous versions. But we shall see. This honestly, this trading post is a bit of a liability because oftentimes there'll be like enemies, like raiders and wolves and stuff come through here, and this guy in here, he runs out to fight. He hasn't got any weapons or anything, so he just keeps getting mulched. And this guy's no bloody good. Castron, that's your name. But yes, we are off to... Sure deal.
This one has something sweet for the fellow traveler, if it entices.
No, I'm right, thanks. Get off that moon sugar, man. You're tearing this family apart. The combat is so nuanced now and so challenging that I'm actually somewhat reluctant to challenge anyone other than like a scrawny weak bandit one-on-one. Because back there's like 3 of them, and we're not ready for that yet. We've got a helmet and a shield, and a low-level magic destruction spell. We're not gonna last. So yeah, very much need to get some gear. You notice the ships popping up on the compass. Those are actually indicators to the new sunken treasures that I mentioned back at the start of the stream. Is this telling me that there's one in the pond? It might be, you know. No, it's not. My hopes were raised for nothing. Story of my life. What I could do with is frost enough experience to level up so I can take another School of Destruction perk and get some more spells. Because you actually... oh, it's cold. You actually get more spells the further you progress through the perk tree. And I've got... is it 2 or 3? It might be 3. Oh, it's in there. Fine. Different magic add-ons. There's... What was that? Mayreen's Dagon's Pearl Hoard. Yeah, dude. Ooh, stuck on the ice. So there's that, 3 potatoes. Sweet. And some fish. Yeah, it's mysticism, apocalypse, in eyes one as well. There might be another one. Is it 4 or is it 3? Can't remember. Oh, one focused around like shaman, druidic magics, sort of ones around nature and so forth. So, like, actually good if you're going for like a Forsworn or similar, because you get things like Bones of the Land, for example, which raises rocks out of the land temporarily to as like a shield wall type thing. How are we doing in our destruction? Barely anything. God damn it. But yeah, as you can see here, a lot of these will grant extra perks. So yeah, we'll get Flames, Frostbite, and Spark. We've already got Sparks, but that's fine. It'll just give us Flames and Frostbite, and then we can get all these, and it grants more spells as you go. Not all of them though. What's the really fun one? I mean, the Conjuration skill tree is actually immensely fun. Let me show you as an example. You get like basic stuff like familiars and what have you, but it's this and a lot of the perks further down where you start taking bones off human corpses, and then you can, once you've got one of each kind of bone, it's quite a lot you need, you can raise a skeleton warrior. Read it here. Raise a skeleton warrior, and they're immortal, and it's great. If you get a full squad of skeletons up and running, if you combine that with, say, a conjuration, like a conjured, like a familiar or a zombie or anything else, like a Daedra, which you can summon, as you would expect, and 3 undead skeevers that appear at the start of combat, and you've taken the ritual standing stone, you basically get a horde near constantly following you around, and it's so funny to just charge in, just go into combat and just have this wave of allies just smash through enemies, and they can all benefit because there's enchantments that benefit conjured creatures. So obviously, if you've got a horde and they're all being buffed, and you can learn spells that restore health and give temporary bonuses to your conjured creatures as well. Oh god, it's so funny just piling into what would be quite big groups of enemies, and it just trivializes them. So all you have to do is just go through and it's like, oh, I'll take that loot, I'll take that loot. Oh, you've got some gold, thank you very much. It's amazingly fun. If you're thinking about modding Skyrim, I would wholeheartedly recommend thinking about what kind of experience you want to give yourself, because odds are there is going to be a collection of mods out there for it. Now, I should note, I'm using a mod list that doesn't incorporate the Skyrim script extender and a lot of the stuff. Admittedly, quality of life stuff that you kind of need, but because... Have I gone the wrong way? I have. I've gone right when I should have gone left. Because I found with all the updates that Bethesda kept making, that kept meaning that the version of script extender that was out there needs to be updated, and there was always a wait for that. And then you had to wait for the mods that relied on script extender to get updated, and that could take however long, or it might never be done because the modders will have moved on to other things. And it's just like, I can't be dealing with that kind of faff in my mod lists. It's exactly the same with Fallout 4 and the Fallout script extender. I just couldn't be bothered trying to build a mod list that was fully compatible with everything, and the thought of having to muck about with downgrading to a previous version of a game just to get mods to work is why I basically said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And it's unfortunate because there's some really, I would say, borderline essential mods out there for proper quality.
Fair fellow traveler, one itinerant minstrel and wandering wastrel at your service.
Not interested. That are almost essential if you're on PC. Like, obviously on consoles, you don't really get that same functionality, so you almost have to see you can't quite get the same kind of experience, but then you've got the vanilla Skyrim experience, which is so full of bugs you can basically turn that into whatever game you like just by exploiting them. We're not going to do that yet, because these guys are actually quite powerful. Are we going the right way? Yes, I am. Okay, good. Now, I'm slightly dreading this bit because it's all full of skeletons and necromancers. Necromancers often use frost spells, which will sap my stamina, so I won't be able to sprint. While the skeletons pepper me with arrows. So, I might have to get a bit savvy about this. Luckily, we're only enclosed, so we're going to make barely any noise. And then we leg it. Perfect. And yeah, here's the Azure trading post. Luckily, they're open 24 hours a day.
And
Hello.
what you need?
Yes? I'm all ears. Take a look.
81, 97. Oh, he's not got the chest piece. Oh, that's right. No, we don't need any of that. What can I sell him? Sell that. The enchantment's rubbish, but we'll keep it because we need to boost our enchanting experience. I'll sell you that. I'll sell you that. Sell you that. We'll keep all the jewelry. I'll sell the booze. We'll keep all that because that's going to be some just. I know I really delved into the culinary system too much. Don't think I've made any significant updates to it either. I would keep that. this is good. This will do.
Till next time.
Mm-hmm. Doop, doop. Let's see. Let's push our stamina up a bit, because we need the carrying capacity, if I'm honest. Yep. Now if I go here, and we'll take that and put that in our left hand. Yeah, because that way we'll do health and stamina damage and also health and magic damage, and it's all for free. So we can really ruin enemies with this. And let's just double check. Immune disease, that's fine. Yeah, we need to get our hands on a proper weapon. We can get some silver. I always wondered why this triggers when we've not actually completed a quest of any description. Very strange. Yeah, silver, because there's the base silver weapons, which look rubbish, if I'm honest. They really do. They're quite ugly. But there's someone's added a mod, which, amongst a whole host of other weapons, includes a very nice silver dagger, which we could go for. I need some iron. There's an iron ore mine up here, isn't there? Oh, sugar. Flawless. Be good if we can pick up a lantern as well, because if with some leather strips, I can also turn just a regular lantern into a travel lantern, so we've got a portable light source. Whistling man. I hope this is an iron mine. Hopefully got a smelter inside as well. I spy some form of geode. Garnet. Nice. Yeah, that's another thing. You can get gems in mines, and the ore veins. Yeah, okay. The ore veins. Will you shut up, for God's sake? God almighty. Pair of you, shut your mouths. Yeah, the ore veins are infinite. What now? Arse. What was I saying? God, it's so frustrating the way they keep jawing away. Yeah, the ore veins are infinite, so should we be so inclined, we can just hack away. How good it is, aren't we? Right. How much did that give us? 13. I can give for a bit longer.
Hey, watch it.
Shut up, man. Good God. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so we can... Oh, do we want to get... Oh, no, we haven't got enough skill to make steel items yet. Yeah, we're done here. Smelter, smelter, smelter. There you are. Let's break the iron shield down as well. Excellent. Excuse me. So quick, how do we look? Silly. It could be worse. Oops. Put you there, you there. Trivial. Nice, nice, nice. Take the mask as well. Why not? Excuse me. I have to take some medicine after stream. The mask doesn't do anything. It's just there as a decoration, as a cosmetic, really. I think you can apply enchantments to it. You're welcome, citizen. It does clip, though. Yeah. Woo! Bork. This is going great. Honestly, better than I expected. Do I have... No, I didn't think to tag candlelight. So let's turn that off. Let's add that in. Let's put you there and... there. Damn it, we haven't got any lockpicks. Thing over here, I think. And then we put our sparks back on. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of.
Now ain't this a surprise?
There you go. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Really? No lockpicks? You suck. Mage boots, bleh. Some bread. What have you got? Eat some food. Have a chomp at that, and that. Oh, we're full. No, we won't get to that just yet. I can also craft a mortar and pestle, so basically we've got an alchemy lab on the go, should we feel so inclined. Oh yeah, we were going to go to that place. So let's go down the coast. Let's going this way. I can't remember where that that free flame wall spell is, and it bugs me every time I'm down this way. I can never remember where to go for it. It stands out really obviously once you see it as well, because it's someone who's obviously been practicing it and then just immolated themselves, unfortunately. Such is the fickle way of magic. I can never remember whereabouts on the coast it is. Either matter, I'll find it later. Not on stream because we got stuff to do. We got things need seeing and stuff need killing. Is there anything to kill in there? No. That's iron. Oh, damn it, snow troll. Well, I've got a fire spell. An infinite fire spell. What am I worried about? As long as they don't move particularly fast. It's a troll, of course they will. Out of spite. Three wolves. Three wolf moon. No. Magic! Main rock joint island. This is not much of an island. Bloody useless. Ooh. Careful, careful. Nice. Woo. Come on in. There you go. The spinning death doesn't get old, I will say. Also the death mid-jump, because then they just go flying off. It's very funny. To me, at least. Ah. Bastards. Is this Sheogoraths? Might be. Oh, sure. Okay. Peril Sword of Scorching. Yes, please. I don't think we want to take Shore in this playthrough, but good to know. Yes. And now is the tranquil part of the game. Walking, or trudging, through the tundra with delightful music in the background. Very nice.
Thank goodness. I've been wandering alone for so long I thought I'd never... I was kidnapped by these bandits weeks ago. They locked me up in the towers near Mistwatch. I managed to pick the lock and slip out while the guards slept, but now I'm completely lost. Can you help me, please? Oh, thank you. But I should be fine now that you've shown me the way. But those bandits have to be stopped. They're at Mistwatch. Here, let me show you on your map. If you can stop them, you'll be a true hero.
Not really. This quest counts for nothing in the grand scheme of things. Where is Mistwatch? Is it on the way? It is not. Nuts to him. Hmm? Cheeky bugger. I was going to have a workout after stream today. I think I might have to nix that idea and just have a lay down. Oh, this is the bandit hideout, isn't it? Oh, we might be able to get some chest piece here. Oh god damn. No, 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 no. Quick. Oh. I'm gonna keep healing. Oh, and they would both be bloody archers, eh? Run, 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 run. Switch magic. Jump. Jump. Just one. Oh, you bastard. I hate archers. Shit. Oh, I got too aggressive at the end. Ah, bugger. Oh well. Where do we... Oh, we're all the way back here. Alright, we'll go more direct route this time. So much for sightseeing. Damn it. Oh, I get that's what I learned. That's what a lesson for me. Oh, you could see for an example just how much more damaging combat was. Oh, you're having a laugh. I'm into another fight. Alright. Actually, what I might do. Nope, that didn't work. Oh. Yeah, I guess we're doing the passive route until we can get some decent armor going. Oh, Jesus. He absolutely minced me. I think I'm only on normal difficulty as well. They shouldn't be kicking me in the nads quite this hard. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So it's all good fun. Oh good, only goes. So then we go. Is it straight south? No, it's probably better. No, fast travel to Agnes Mill, or Agnes Mill, and then we'll travel from Windhelm down. That's probably safer. Yes, this way. Ooh, there's another treasure here. Hell yeah. That's great. Brilliant find. Very much starting to enjoying this these treasure mods I've got installed, because I've never really delved into it until well, I tested it yesterday to make sure it still works, and then today's more of a proper exploration, and that's great. Do I have enough to make some iron armor? I've got a shield. What have I got in terms of 20 ore, 10 leather, and then plenty of power? Yeah, more than enough. Don't be racist. Don't be racist. You're both idiots.
We haven't taken
Sorry,
a
love.
side because it's not our fight.
Watch what you're doing.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Find us, keep us. International menace of Skyrim. Is he really an international menace if he's just located in Skyrim? No, he'd just be the menace of Skyrim. Yep, do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Cool. Break that down. And then yeah, we'll do this. Then we'll do this. There should be enough. Can I do the reinforce? I cannot. Oh, you need plate armor though. Am I gonna have enough? I am not. Oh no, I might. I might just be able to squeak it. There we go. How handsome is our boy now? Nice. Can't see him. But we are at least armoured to a degree. We've got a nice steel sword as well. Glorious. Cool. Can I break down this ancient Nord stuff? I cannot. Let's sell it. But now we have some degree of protection, so we might he says optimistically, fare a little better. Question is, what spell do we have in our... do we keep in our left hand? Let's start with Frostbite. On the logic that if an enemy is fatigued because they have no stamina, they won't be able to do power attacks, so they'll do less damage, and they won't be able to swing their weapons as often, because weapon swings take more stamina in the new fighting system, excuse me. We'll see how I go. It might be that I just have to... I'll add oak flesh, and then just charge in and start wailing on them. That might work. Of course it might not. It might completely backfire. And I haven't been saving. Or quick saving. Like a fool. In fact, let me save now. Yeah, so we'll scrap these. Yep. There we go. We're locked in now. Can't go back to the abandoned prison and redo it all over again. This corundum? No, this is a malachite mine. This is not useful to us.
Favor a steel sword, do you? Good choice for slashing or stabbing.
Damn right. I mean, my true favourite is either a warhammer or a battle axe, but you can't use those one-handed, because then that would just be an axe or a hammer. I'm sure you understand. And done this as well. 25.4. Nice. Wrong spell. Yep. Go on, get the vampire. Damn, no remorse. I so very rarely find this out in the wild. Sorry.
Stendar's mercy be upon you, for the vigil has none to spare.
Alright, dude, calm your
It's done
tits.
then. We've been chasing that fiend for a long time.
Good job. The vampire playthroughs are quite funny. Well, not funny, they're quite a unique and fun challenge. Because also you can't trade with... Well, no, you can trade with merchants if you're sated, but... yeah, you can't go outside during the day, otherwise you burn. And not turn into puffs of glitter a la Twilight. Stupid films. Stupid books. Top up. Oh, woo. Come on, you bugger. One hit. Just the way I like it. light went out. Don't want it to be dark. Oh, nice. Now, how do I get up there? I guess this is the right way. It was not. Parkour. What I wouldn't give for a flight spell. Or at least the or Scroll of Icarian Flight. It's just up there. Come on. Come on. Oh, if we had a horse, we'd horse tilt up there. Oh, yes, sod. Come on. Come on, right there. Come on. Come on. There we are. That's better. Whoa. Come on. Come on, have a go if you think you're hard enough. No, don't run away. Come back here. Come on. Stupid wolf. You know what? Have a bit of both. Oh, he barfed at me. That's not... That's not very nice. And now, pièce de résistance. Barbecue. Stay out here and bask in your barf. Nasty bugger. Flat texture. Excuse me. It's a bit run down, eh? Nothing's interactable. Huh. Ugh. I hate those bloody spiders. Take Daedra Hearts? No. Oh, we've got the sneaking enchantment, don't we? Huzzah. Oh, so this is pretty much entirely decoration. There's no... practical purpose. Can we take... No, we can't even... Oh, we can search the planter. Right. What's this? Well... it's a start. Nope. Couple of mannequins, fine. Some fine clothes if we want to look a bit more fancy. Ah, unexpected. Supposed to be an armor set in here somewhere as well. Kitchen area. Again, with not much in the way of interactable things. And a very, very small display room with a... What the hell is that? A thing. Empty. Key. Well, I'm at a loss as to where the... that theory of Dwemer working on tonal magic, or basically sound and vibration to power everything, which I guess it works. Yeah, it's very much like an alchemist home, which is fine. Oh, is this the armor up here? Immune to all diseases and poison. Let's have a look. That's light armor. Yeah, it's an all-in-one. That's disappointing. I thought it'd be a modular piece. Oh, hey, there we go. Can't win them all. You know what, let's have a kip. Well, it's 5:30 in the morning. I would have already been up for an hour by this point. God, that's depressing. Yeah. What's in here? Nothing worth talking about. So yeah, it looks alright. It needs a bit of something, because these walls are very flat. Random dead body in your pool. There we go. Fair enough. Let's see. Crackle, Hailstone, and Unbound Fire. Or do we go for something else? Yeah, a little bit more defense. Boing. Done. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. But hey, count them all. Right, what are we doing now? What shall we do? I guess we start our little treasure hunting adventure. But I believe... What do we believe? Something. I don't know. I'll come back to that thought later. There's a nearby... Dwarven ruins are probably a little bit a bit ahead of us right now. See if we can clear out a couple of caves. I suppose if you're trying to do like a diseased like a plague carrier run, you could use that base with like poisons and whatnot, and then there's Periite. I think I said that right. The Daedric God is all about, at least in some degree, pestilence and whatnot. Although he weirdly gives you the Spellbreaker shield as well, so... Yeah, riddle me that. You'd have thought he'd do some kind of... There'd be a new Daedric artifact around, I don't know, disease resistance. Or some kind of disease-based offensive abilities, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is a fishing spot. Should we embark on a little bit of fishing? Just to finish off the stream? Yeah, why not? Oh, yeah. Unexpected. Did not expect to catch an entire bloody slaughterfish in a pond. Two of the buggers, in fact. Surprisingly busy pond. It's alright, use some of them for some for cooking and some for alchemy ingredients. Wonder if we'll find some enchanted gear in here as well. It'd be really nice if we could. I lost what? Ooh, glassfish. Interesting. Tongs, bleh. Fish. And a bucket. I think we're done. Are they goldfish? They are. Nice. Well, let's get a good save point here. And I do believe that brings us very succinctly to the end. But yes, thank you very much for joining me today. Oh, stretch. Let's see who's about that we can read. But first, I'll put some music on. Yes, there we go. Let's see who's about. Let's see. Savvy's playing Sekiro. Lumi is on day 89 of her subathon. Jesus. Lulu's playing Dead Space. Oh, not played in a while. And Athagorn is playing Breath of Fire. Should we drop by Lulu? Because I think, yeah, it's a bit of a change of pace from Skyrim through to Dead Space. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Next week, don't know, might do more treasure seeking, or I might try and build him up to some level of survivability offline. So ready for next week, we can actually get into seeking fame and fortune, or we'll go back to the triads. I haven't really decided yet. Let me know your thoughts actually on Twitter. Same place as always. It's on the screen. But yes, read. Let's go. Following. Let's go to Lulu. But yes, I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye bye.